All right. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you are well wherever you are, whatever the damn time. Welcome back to another daily vlog. We are 5 days out. I think it's five. My mind's been playing. Is it five? Yeah, it's five. 1st of September today. So woke up this morning at 95.2 kilos. So zero point 0.1 kilos up on yesterday, which is pretty surprising considering I trained legs late. I also had my last meal a lot later than what I typically would have my last meal, which was obviously a larger meal as well. But very, very interesting that I am only up zero point 0.1. But the game plan for today is to keep food exactly the same because I will then just utilize Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to have a lot higher food if I need to. So if I wake up tomorrow and I'm not really seeing much movement from the 95s, like the 95.1s or 2s or 3s, I will then push food up a bit more, probably add another 150 gram of carb. So we'll go 700. And then I'll really try and capture that fullness over those 3 days and then use Friday as almost that wash off day to take off any subcutaneous fluid that has come with increasing the carbohydrates. But I'm definitely going to have a lot more confidence just increasing that food over that period of time in comparison to what I'd done for my first peak. I'm really happy with the look this morning. I'll obviously attach photos as normal, as I do every single morning, but I'm really happy with the look. I do think I look a little bit fresher. I'm also very happy with how my legs look as well. I think just taking out that cardio and also reducing my expenditure has actually really made a difference to my legs. And it feels like I've actually grown my legs through this prep, which is really weird to say, but I do think that I've seen some development through my legs in this contest prep. And it's crazy that I've been contest prepping since January. Yeah, I think I've definitely made some improvements to my legs whilst going through this dieting phase, which is pretty cool. And I think it's only being revealed now as I've dropped down my steps. Because when I was pushing a lot more for condition, my steps were around 12,000. Considering I have a very sedentary job as well, I was working a job previously a couple of months ago where I was a bit more active, so it was a bit easy to get the steps in, but 12K is obviously a lot more than what I have been doing over the past few days. And my legs obviously looked improved, but over the past few days, my legs are looking better and better. And I think it's just having them rested. And there doesn't really seem to be that much of a negative impact from training legs so late last night. I was thinking I'd wake up and they'd be pretty inflamed and whatnot, but no, there's no issues there, no issues with holding the poses. So yeah, I can't complain. It's just another repeat of today with the food. With the expenditure, with the water, that's still the same. It's about 7.5 liters of water. Sodium's going to stay the same. That won't be manipulated. It's going to be the same with the steps, 7.5K, no cardio. Today is a pool day. So it's my last full pool session before the show. So just looking at my sheet again. Pool, yeah, and then tomorrow will be a rest day. Wednesday will be like a leg kind of touch-up day. Thursday will be an upper body session. Friday and Saturday will be rest days. So it'll be good to obviously see how the physique develops from there. But other than that, this morning I'm showered. I feel fresh. I need to get some food in me because I'm pretty hungry. It's obviously this is a little bit later than when I started filming. So I normally start filming super early, like 6:30 in the morning, but it's 8:45 now, and I haven't had my first meal. So this morning I haven't done too much other than do my photos, respond to client messages that came in overnight, dropped B off to work. And yeah, so I'm going to get this first meal in and then I'm going to start off with some client work. Prep clients have been responded to. They've got their game plan for the day, which is good. That's just Alex and Ollie who checked in this morning. Pratik will check in tomorrow, who's doing men's physique. And I've got to get back to some late check-ins, go over a couple of programming points today with clients as well. And yeah, it's a busy one today. It's also the first of the month, which also means that I'll be doing my monthly journal of myself as something that I've been doing since this year started. And it's something that I've found incredibly valuable. That's your update for this morning. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's video. I'm going to get meal one ready and I'll show you what we're working with. Speaking of being in a... That needs to be turned on, doesn't it? Speaking of being in contest prep for 225 days, Don't be afraid to contest prep for a while. It can be easily managed. I have been doing high days since basically 5 weeks into my contest prep. So I would have been 23 weeks out from my show. And high days and just taking your foot off the gas and is a really good way to manage your prep long term. And as long as you have those periods of time where you are pushing yourself and you are obviously making sure that you're in a deficit, don't be afraid to have high days and don't be afraid to do them from early. That is really, really important. And again, I'm going to quote the guy again because I think his approach to contest prep is really smart. Alberto Nunez, he recently, or maybe a few weeks ago, made a video on the importance of refeeding from early. And it isn't just the physical aspect that you can get from it, where you see a little bit more fullness, you see an improvement in performance and whatnot. There is a psychological element to that as well. And as much as bodybuilders hate to admit it, just sticking yourself on incredibly low food and doing that for 25 weeks without a refeed until you absolutely need it. For some people it works. For others, you have to think, I need to be able to get you over the line. The longer that you can stay in the game mentally and psychologically, the better the result you're going to get. And as much as people hate to admit it, it's hard to diet down to stage condition levels. So if you can do it in a way where, for example, you have refeeds over a weekend, or you have you push hard for a little bit and then you refeed every 6 days, I don't know, something like that, where you just have that component to it, because a lot of people I think would benefit from that. I think also a benefit from refeeding as well that a lot of people don't speak about is digestive health, so health of your gut. And what I mean by that is just having regularity with bowel movements. So as food comes down, you're not going to be passing as much waste because you just haven't got as much food in you. You're just not eating as much. You're going to have less bowel movements. You're eating less fiber. Essentially a recipe for you to just not go to the toilet as much or go through things like constipation, right? This is just a fact of prep. And with refeeding, it can almost act as a bit of a shovel to get things moving in that department, which sometimes when you see the scale stalling, for example, a lot of the time it is down to that. A lot of the time it is just down to you haven't had a bowel movement yet. And refeeds are a good way to keep that regular and also train your digestive system and your stomach to actually still work properly and really well. Approaching a prep like that and approaching a prep where you try and do it in a way where you have a healthier body throughout the process is definitely possible. This isn't saying, and this is where people get it twisted, they think people that say that is like, yeah, but they just come in soft. I don't think I'm soft. I don't think I got soggy glutes. I don't think I'm not peeled. I think I'm in really good condition. But my approach to a contest prep has been with some thought of health behind it and not just chasing this suffering. A happy body will give you more. It will literally give you more if your body is happier, if you're in a much better position with your digestion, with your mental health, with your stress management, with food focus, with all of these things. Like, a healthier body is going to give you more. And sometimes people struggle to see that. They just think, I'm going to force my body to just get into this position. And of course it takes getting uncomfortable, but you have to know when to push and pull and use tools to help you go over that finish line. And also bear in mind as well that you need to have that energy to push yourself when the going gets tough. If you're already burnt out because you've just completely smashed yourself and you've tried to capture the suffering award throughout your prep, and then it gets to the end and you're still not in shape and you haven't got the energy to really do what you need to do to get in shape, is that really a successful prep? So Yeah, I think it's people shy away from prepping for a while, but it can be managed really easily. I think because people think, okay, I'm in prep, big food drop immediately, and really like nothing changes when you start a contest prep. Like the way you train initially shouldn't feel any different. Nothing changes. Like it's not this major change that's just happened. There's just a little bit of a drop in food. You start to see the scale go down, and that's really it. And then you just manage things from there. And this can also be helped by just making sure that your body weight or your body composition is in a decent spot when you start your prep, right? So anyway, meal one is in the making, which is going to be oats, fancy oats, first thing as meal number one, because I'm not going to go to the gym first, well, after this meal. I'm going to have this meal, do some work, have another meal, and then go to the gym, because there's some client stuff that I want to get done and out of the way before I get to the gym. There's some other admin stuff that I want to get done and get out of the way before I go to the gym. I don't really want to have certain things on my mind whilst I'm training. So I'm going to have this meal. The oats should carry me nicely through my work and have me feeling relatively full. But yeah, as I was saying yesterday, you're not really ever going to feel full, are you? You're not going to feel satisfied at any point really through a contest prep when you're at the back end of the prep. And I feel like refeeding, or when you have higher food, it just makes your appetite higher, which is always fun. Yeah, that's the game plan. 2 meals before I work out today. So here you have it. This is the first meal of the day, which is going to be the same oats meal that I've been having since food had gone up. So this is going to be 100 grams of oats. We've got 30 grams of whey protein in there. We have 25 grams of honey because I've put in less blueberries, so 50 grams of blueberries. And then I've got 15 grams of almond butter, cinnamon, salt. We also have 30 grams of raisins in there. So this is going to be meal number one. With the increase in carbohydrate, I'll probably just add in more like rice-based cereals like Cocoa Pops or Rice Krispies, more rice cakes, more honey. It won't really vary from that. There's nothing else that I really need to put in place in terms of food to increase those carbohydrates, because rice just works really well for me. And I also don't want to increase dried fruit too much more, or things like oats, for example. And I also don't want my rice, like my actual like basmati rice, to get too ridiculously high. So I'd rather use those sources. But anyway, time to eat, and I'll see you for meal number two. Oh, it has been a busy, busy morning, but the next vlog has been scheduled. So day 2 is out. Well, you would have seen it by now, obviously. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Getting back to clients, finishing some check-ins, finishing some admin work as well. It's been a busy morning. I'm just getting around to meal number 2 now, and it's like 1 p.m. I just need to train as well. Yeah, things are getting busier, which is amazing. And it kind of reminded me of a conversation I had, one with my sister and mum when they came to Manchester, and 2, pretty much the same conversation I had with Bryony when we went out to the car boot sale on the Sunday, which is all to do with honestly feeling extremely grateful for the work that I'm doing and the current position of my life, and also just enjoying my day to day. And also the fact that I don't think that there's any amount of money that you could pay me to do a job that I despised and gave me that Sunday feeling of dread. You couldn't pay me any money. I honestly don't think you could. I was saying to my sister, I would rather earn half of the wage from a certain job or whatever the job may be, where I might be employed and just dreading my existence day to day. I'd rather be paid half self-employed than do that job and get double the money. You can't put a price on waking up every day and being excited about what you're actually doing. I think there's so many people that are anxious on a Sunday about going into work, and it's just, in my opinion, no way to live your life. I think you should have something lined up to where you can escape that. I'm not about to go into some rant about escaping the rat race. This isn't what this is about. But I don't think that you should be living your life in a way that you're only chasing a paycheck regardless of how you feel day to day. You should want to try and, in my opinion, set your life up so that you're doing a job that is, one, extremely fulfilling, and two, you wake up excited about it. Most days, there are days where it's going to feel hard. That's just work, obviously. And if you want things in life, you're going to have to work hard. But at the same time, you should be very content with your work because you're going to spend a lot of your life doing it. And I had that thought as well because it was a Sunday, obviously, and I was going into the new week, and it was like, I can't wait to wake up and work tomorrow. Like, I didn't have that feeling of, oh, fuck, the weekend. Oh my God, my weekend's going to be over. I'm going to have to go into work tomorrow. I've got to do this, got to do that. Like, that just wasn't there. And I was like, wow, this is it. Like, this is the dream. The dream is to be able to do that, but then obviously just to do that at scale, like just to do more of it. I don't want anything else. The only thing that I want is to work with more people, to work with more clients, to travel more and work with more clients abroad. That's really it. And then everything else that comes with that is great. And then obviously just having the opportunity to make certain investments and just progress on that front. But in terms of work, there's nothing else that I want to be doing. I'm doing what I want to be doing right now. And I think if you're currently working a job where you're just like, this is fucking, like every Sunday you're just anxious, you have to try and correct that because that will impact other facets or other areas of your life. Anyway, enough of the motivational talk. Check out meal number 2. We have rice, 125 grams uncooked weight with 150 grams of mince uncooked weight. Really simple. No veg. Simple meal. Just going back and forth between savory and sweet meals. Anyway, I'm enjoying this and I'll see you probably once I'm back from the gym. Hello. We're back from the pool session. Very good session. I made some tweaks just to the training volume. So I took away 1 set from the chest supported upper back row, just because, again, I'm close to my show, but also on that chest supported row, I have a tendency to kind of crick my neck a little bit. So I didn't want to do anything stupid. I just picked a weight which was typical for my kind of back off set and ran with that. And then I also dropped off 2 sets of biceps. So just a slight reduction in volume, but overall the intensity was right where it needs to be. And I'm at that stage in contest prep where you're thinking about targets for the off season and how much stronger you want to get. You know, you get to that point. In 2023, my thought was, I want to get super strong at squats and I want to get a ridiculous deadlift off the floor. It's got to be off the floor, can't be RDLs, has to be a conventional deadlift straight off the floor. Happens every single prep. And this one, the obsession this time is Bulgarian split squats. That's the obsession. Because I feel like a Bulgarian split squat one is... Yeah, I feel like a Bulgarian split squat is very underrated. Very underrated. Just in terms of what it can do for your legs. I've been saying to myself, imagine getting a Bulgarian split squat where you're holding 80 kilo dumbbells each hand. Or if you use a Smith machine, you've got 80 kilos each side on the Smith machine. You've got 4 plates on there each side. And you can sink a Bulgarian split squat with great depth, control, and get that for like 6 to 8 reps. How are you going to have small legs? It's just not possible. Just not possible whatsoever. That's the target I've set myself. I really want to be able to, because there's these 82.5 kilo dumbbells in EP Jungle, and I want to be able to split squat them. Because also, if you can balance as well, I feel like there's something to that with leg growth. Like if you can stabilize yourself with literally holding 165 kilos in weight with dumbbells and balance and sink it and be stable, your legs are going to look crazy. So it's one of the goals. I'm at that stage. It happens to everyone. I'm sure you can relate if you're in contest prep right now. And then you'll get into your off season, you're like, I kind of miss my glutes looking, kind of miss having a relatively decent looking face and a jawline. You know, the grass is always greener, but That's bodybuilding. That is bodybuilding. We got the post-workout meal going down, and as always, I am quite hungry. As always, post-workout. And the time, I'm a little bit late as well. It's 10 to 5 and I'm going in with meal 3. So I'll probably have the next meal relatively close to this one because I don't want to eat too late into the night. I was thinking as well, obviously I mentioned this morning that I've been in contest prep for a while now, right? 225 days. And I'm almost actually at the end of my season because through September, I'll be competing back to back. So I'm competing this weekend, the weekend after that, the weekend after that, 4 back-to-back shows. And that's something that I've never done before. September's obviously going to be very busy and I'm a little bit nervous about it, but we'll see. I think what might be able to be managed is if the peaks aren't too aggressive. So for example, if I'm not doing like a rapid backload for one of them where I need to have tons of depletion days, and then if I'm not doing those between shows, I think it should be okay. Like if I'm just linear loading into this show, right? So, and I've obviously had a chance to get rid of a lot of fatigue and feel fresh. So this peak hasn't been as aggressive. Then kind of as I get towards the back end, so for like the PCA finals, I'll be pretty, I think I'll try a bit more of an aggressive approach. But it's, 4 back-to-back peaks, which will be interesting. So that's a challenge in itself. And then by the time my season's done, it's October. Just like that, like the year has just flown by. I would love, if I get my goal this year of turning pro, I would love to be able to do the MBW International AJ show as a pro. That would be amazing. Because I think the production for that and what that's going to bring to natural bodybuilding will be amazing. And I think to be a part of the first one of those, because I'm sure there'll be many in the future, but to be part of the first one would be really cool. But that depends on if I get a pro card. If I don't get a pro card, I won't do it. That'll be the end of my season on the 28th of September. It's literally a month left of prep, which is pretty mad. Like in 29 days, I could be done with my contest prep. And it's been some ride, man. That'll be over 250 days of contest prep. 365-day year. God damn. And obviously the objective is to get a pro card. That's the objective, and I really want that this year. And it might alter my plans next year if I don't end up capturing it. If I don't get it, I might just aim for one show early next year. It just depends on whether or not I hit that goal. Because I think I have the ability, and I think I've built a physique that is pro-worthy, but you never really have control over these things, right? Oh, I've been thinking about this meal. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you at all. Speaking of food, that is a lot of cream of rice. Look at this. 140 grams is about to go down. I know what I can talk to you about whilst this finishes. Urs is moving from classic to open. And to be honest, I don't blame him. I feel like once you get to that level of muscularity, eventually you're going to have to move on, because eventually you're going to get to a point where you just can't meet the cap, where actually trying to get underneath your cap just becomes ridiculously unhealthy, more so than what bodybuilding already is. And it no longer, he mentioned in an interview, he put it perfectly. Bodybuilding is about progression. It's about building, bodybuilding. It's not body restriction. If you look really good at a certain body weight and then you've got to lose 30 pounds, which is wild, by the way, to then actually meet the cap, how are you going to look your best? So I'm really interested to see what he looks like, because he said he's 260 pounds. Like, so nice. And stage ready, which would be wild. I think his cap is like 220 something, 227. We get the dark chocolate. Oh, we are out of dark chocolate. So gonna have to be part dark chocolate, part, oh no, we're not. 20 grams on the money. Yeah, you said he's 260, which is absolutely insane. I'm intrigued to see it because he's got a big frame, and I think especially with one off season as well. And it'll be an interesting comparison because he's doing Italy. Mark Hector and Quint are obviously doing those shows, and his condition is just, it's wild, right? So and usually Quint and Mark Hector and Sergio, their kind of kryptonite is their conditioning. Sometimes they've got a ridiculous shape, elite structures, and a great level of muscularity, but then it's just their conditioning sometimes lets them down. So it'd be interesting to see how Urs compares. I don't know if he's going to win the show though, but yeah, it'd be pretty cool to see. But yeah, I think the message there is like it is bodybuilding. I also think that's why a lot of guys go enhanced eventually, because you get to a point where you're like, I want to see what further progression I can make. That's the beauty of bodybuilding for a lot of people. It's okay, I've got here, I'm still making progress. The progress has slowed down. What can I do next to keep moving forward? And that's, yeah, I understand the decision. So I need to see what the full meal actually is. I don't know this meal off by heart, but it is 140 ground rice. We got 45 grams of whey. We also have 20 grams of dark chocolate. We got, cool, 3 rice cakes, 10 grams of honey, and 100 grams of blueberries. I will probably replace that with grapes. Not on the ground rice, but in terms of carbohydrate. I'm running out on blueberries, and we've got a while till the food shop. So yeah, I'm gonna use some grapes that we bought. I'm gonna finish making this. Good evening. Meal number 4 after another little block of work has been done. I had to send out an email to those that are subscribed to the Team About email, but check it out. We got our rice again, 125 grams uncooked weight with our vegetables for the day, 100 grams of broccoli. I've used egg whites instead of chicken for this meal. So we've gone with 200 grams or 200 mil of egg whites with 3 grams of salt. We've also got 15 grams of ketchup in there, black pepper, you know the deal. So this is going to be meal number 4. I actually did have the bagel that I normally have today with my post-workout meal as well. So that was a bagel with 30 grams of jam, honey. Oh, always got to be honey, come on. Honey over jam. And my last meal for today is actually not going to have any carbs. It's going to have just medallions and eggs. So that will be interesting. I actually need to go to the shops as well and get a few more bits because food just runs out so quickly when I refeed, which is stressing me out about the off season because I'm going to be spending a lot of money on food. But it is what it is. So I'm going to get this down and then finish the last bit of work. It's just a little content block. So what that means is basically scripting out reels, filming reels, sending off submissions for content for the Team Power page. So the carousels that get made for that page, just focusing on content for the week. Today's post will probably just be a repost from previous because I don't want to rush and get a post out. I want to make sure that the posts I get out are actually well thought of. But I already have a few ideas that I want to get down. So that's the game plan for tonight. I need to pick up B from work. And yeah, then it's going to be my last meal, then chill and see how we look tomorrow morning. I suspect will be a little bit higher, maybe. I'm predicting 95.4 or 5. I'll see you for the last meal. Final meal of the day about to go down, which is a pretty pathetic meal, to be honest. It's a little bit later and I don't really want to cook. And I'd obviously, I don't mind eating this meal later, to be fair, because it's a really small meal and there's no carbs. But it is going to be some chicken. That's 80 grams of cooked weight chicken. And then we're going to have 15 grams of almond butter because if you didn't know, almond butter and chicken meat go really well together. So had a catch-up call with Adam to discuss my peak as well. He essentially agrees with the approach that I'm going to be taking. Yeah, I need to obviously push for more fullness. And then the goal is to have that kind of dry off day, which will be on the Friday. But we'll see the look tomorrow. I think I'll probably, again, like I said, wake up in a 95, somewhere in there, and then just push on a little bit harder tomorrow. Wow, doesn't that look like such a big meal? Fantastic. Eat this and sign out. So if you enjoyed this video, leave it a like. As always, if you made it this far through the video, leave a comment saying almond butter, and I'll see ya tomorrow.